Hi Marie, I have your quiz here. So before I reset your assignment and give you another attempt on it, I wanted to make a quick video on these. Again, looking at the time that you spend in it, I really think that you're rushing through these so quickly. You know, this one you spent 12 minutes on this quiz on 10 questions. That's a minute and 20 seconds per question. Even less, actually. But you know, I'm not even sure I could do it that quickly if I'm truly reading through everything, and I have a degree in math. So again, I can't stress enough taking your time. So let's kind of pop through these questions here. The first one asks, what graph is generated by the table of values? So the ordered pairs, remember that ordered pairs, in a table that runs horizontally, the ordered pairs match up vertically. So we would graph 1, -3, 2, -3, 4, -3, and 5, -3. So as we look through the options here, whoops. Okay, so I see the one that you picked. Again, I'm not really sure what's going on here with your selection. All of these points, this is 1, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0, and 5, 0. When we graph ordered pairs, we move in the x direction first and then in the y direction. So on the correct answer here, starting in the origin, we go right 1 and down 3. There's your first point. The next point, starting back at the origin, we go right 2 and down 3. Back at the origin, right 4, down 3, and right 5, down 3. We go down because those are negative, so this should have been the correct answer. And this example says, the graph below shows the number of pages that Victor has left to read in his book at the end of the day over 7 days. So as the days go on, the number of pages he has to read go down because he's reading. Which statement is supported by the graph? He read 0 pages on day 4. He read 170 pages on day 2. No, that's how many he has left to read. He read the same number of pages on day 1 and on day 2. Day 1, he was on 180. He read 10. Nope. He read the same number of pages on day 3 and 4. Nope. So, when you look at this, the correct answer said Victor didn't read any pages on day 4, and that's correct because the number of pages he has left to read on day 4 was the same as day 3, which means he didn't read anything. These numbers off to the side don't indicate how many pages he read. They indicate how many pages he has left to read. So if you were misinterpreting the graph, you might have been why you picked that last answer. But you know, from day 2 to day 3, he drops from 170 to 140. So on day 2, he read 30 pages. I guess that would have actually been day 3. Let me back that up one. So that would have been day 3. And then on day 4, he didn't read any pages. So he did not read the same number of pages. P and Q are non-zero integers. Which pair of points must lie in the same quadrant? So he didn't answer this one. This is quadrant 1. These ordered pairs are both positive x and y. This is quadrant 2. These ordered pairs are negative x, positive y. This is quadrant 3, negative y, or negative x and negative y, and then quadrant 4, positive x and negative y. So the first, what this is saying is you're looking at these, you're pretending like they're integers, and if you switch their order, they aren't necessarily going to be in the same quadrant. They would if they were both positive, and they would if they were both negative, but if the first number, if P is negative and Q is positive, it would be in quadrant 2, but then if you switch the order, then Q is positive and P is negative, now we're down in quadrant 4. In the second option that's correct, if I take any number, any non-zero integer, and I multiply it by 2, my sign doesn't change. So that's why that one is correct. Multiplying something by 2 doesn't change the sign. So if P and Q are both positive and you multiply by 2, they're still going to be positive. If P and Q are negative and you multiply by 2, they're still going to be negative. So that means that they would stay down here in that case. And if you have one positive and one negative and you multiply by 2, you're still going to have one positive and one negative. What this third one and fourth one are saying definitely are not true. This is saying if you change their signs. Well, you can see that by changing signs, we end up in different quadrants. Also in this last one, if let's say P is 1 and then I subtract 2, 1 minus 2 is actually negative 1. So we would be here, but now we're over here. So that last one doesn't work either. Question 4 is just asking which graph is generated by the table of values. So remember when we graph ordered pairs, the x value comes first. This table runs horizontally, but the ordered pairs, whoops, that's supposed to be a 2. Negative 5, 2, negative 3, 4, negative 1, 1, and 4, 0. So remember with ordered pairs, we start at the origin. So we're going to go to negative 5, that's to the left, and up 2 because it's positive. Negative 3, that's to the left, up 4 because it's positive. Negative 1, up 1, so left and then up, and then finally positive 4 is this direction, and we don't go up or down in the y direction. And again, it doesn't look like you answered that one at all. Quadrants, again, this is why taking notes is really important, because you could have just looked in a notebook had you written this down from the instructional video. Please make sure that you're taking notes. Which point is negative 3, 5 in? So when we graph ordered pairs, we're going to go to the left 3, and then we're going to go up 5. So that's left 3, up 5. We would be in quadrant 2. Question 10 is asking which one is located on the x-axis. The x-axis is the axis that runs horizontally. The y-axis is the one that runs vertically. In order for an ordered pair to be on the x-axis, it's the y value that has to be 0. So this ordered pair, we would go right 1, and we don't go up and down at all, so it would plot right here on the x-axis. So I hope this helps clear up a little bit any questions you may have been having. Some of those questions weren't even answered, so that's certainly not going to help your score, because then you don't get credit for that. Reach out if you need any more help. I will be around this weekend, so I can help out if you need some help. And I will also reset that assignment and add another attempt on the quiz.